Hi Savage Beauties, I am Dr. Mariam Zamani, the founder of MZSkin, and I'm so happy to be here to answer some of your questions. So how would I describe myself? I mean, this is a loaded question. First, I'm a mother to two. I am also a wife to my husband, and I am also an oculoplastic surgeon as well as an entrepreneur and the founder of MZSkin. But if you wanted to know what I would describe myself as, I'd probably say I am fun-loving. I am also very disciplined and also, very organized. My life is kind of scheduled very, routinely, just so that I can try and fit as much as I can into each one of my days. So the philosophy behind what I do surgically and also aesthetically is to do less is more. So this philosophy really stems from the fact that I believe that you don't need a lot of anything and that you should really be looking to improve and tweak what you already have. And if that's in skincare, I have the philosophy to reveal, enhance, and protect, which is really to reveal that gorgeous skin by cleansing and exfoliating, and then enhancing it with all these fabulous topical actives that can be formulated intelligently to give you the best result. And then finally, to also protect and reverse some of the damage that we've all do to our skin on a daily basis. So, less is more. You don't need lots of product for your skin. You don't need lots of treatments for your skin. You just need to have intelligent skincare as well as treatments. My lifestyle is hectic, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I love being busy. I think it's really important to live your life to the fullest. So I try to sort of, compartmentalize everything. So if I'm doing my surgeries, I'm really focused in the moment of doing the surgeries and what's best for my patients. If I am treating a patient in my clinic, again, all my concentration is on them. But similarly, if I'm at home, then, my time is with my kids and my husband. And also with my friends. So I really try to do what I can at the best that I can for each individual bit. It doesn't always work. Balance is too difficult to do sometimes, but that's the goal that I have always. I do love hiking and I love exercising, and hiking is a form of exercising. In the summertime, I'm so fortunate. I spend a lot of time in the south of France, and they have paths all along their water. And it is incredibly refreshing, beautiful, and you feel that you're doing something. So you're outside in the environment with this absolutely stunning backdrop of the Mediterranean Sea and the green everywhere. So you have the scents, you have the wind blowing in your face, you have the sand, you have people on the beach, you have life. It's just, I love that scenic route, and I just love the sun on the water. So if you've ever watched me, I hike usually in the evening, and that sunset, that sun hitting the water, it's just so glistening, and I just absolutely love it. I think it must be because I'm a Cancer baby that I just love the water. And for me, there's no better view than that view, and I will never tire of that. So I could do that all day, every day. I would also say, I love exercising, and so during those walks, that's the time that I have for myself, and it's deeply relaxing while also doing something good for myself. And I think everybody should do one thing a day that's really just selfish and for themselves. What sparks my confidence is, one, I do think that I have a lot of expertise in what I do, and so the fact that I have that core knowledge, I have a strong education, I'm constantly self-improving with different courses, learning, trying to broaden my horizon. I think that gives me a lot of strength, that when I do speak, that I speak with authority. So I think that's really important. And then secondly, I also think it's really important that everybody's voice is heard. And so whether others agree with it or not, I think it's important to be able to share. So I don't feel that I need to hold back in those situations. Again, another big question. So beauty is really very specific to the person who is looking at it. So I think there's beauty everywhere. There's beauty every morning when I wake up with my gorgeous little daughter next to me. Yes, she's 10 and still sleeps with me. Or I see beauty in, the people that I see in my office every day, even though every single one of my patients is so different with different features. I think beauty is also, a state of mind, and it's a lifestyle. It's how you wake yourself up in the morning. Do you have, a harsh buzzer going off, or do you wake up to a beautiful song? And then, making your skincare routine in the morning pleasant and nice and interactive, putting on a little bit of makeup to give yourself that little bit of zhuzh that you might need. I think all of those things add to beauty: what you'd wear, how you dress yourself, and how much respect you give yourself in terms of how you look. So I think it is important. I always tell my patients, if you want to feel your best, you have to do your best. And that entails lots of different things. That's living well, whether it's lifestyle, sleeping, eating, doing your skincare routine, coming in to have little tweakments, exercise. It really is a lifestyle. I do say, though, that I find beauty everywhere, and you can be beautifully imperfect, and that is also beauty. So I don't think you should strive for perfection. Perfection doesn't exist, even in the most gorgeous of people that you might aspire to look like. I think you have to look and feel the best that you can for yourself, and oftentimes that comes also from fulfillment of what you're doing. So people who identify a lot with their aesthetics, I would tell them that they need to find something that makes them happy about themselves. So whether it's one attribute. So when a patient comes into my office and they say, they have just so many complaints, they say, well, what's the thing that you love the most about yourself? It could be their eyes, it could be their lips, it could be their nose, it could be their hands or their nails. I mean, everybody has something that they like. And to really focus on that one thing that makes them feel and look good. I had a patient once who was in her late 80s, and she came in. She had a lot of lines and wrinkles, never had done anything aesthetically in my clinic or in any other clinic. And I said, what bothers you? And she said, you know what, everything. But if I have a good blow dry, everything looks fine too. And I said, you know what, then you don't need to come and have anything done. Just, have your hair done every other day, and there you go. You'll feel good and you'll look good. And if you feel good, then you are more bound to be smiling and happier and just give that overall vibe of beauty. For the person who doesn't care so much about what their aesthetic looks like, well, that's the other extreme. And, again, if that's what floats your boat and that makes you happy, then who am I to interfere and say that you should do anything differently? If you don't care and you want to care, that's a different story. And there's always little things that you can start. Sometimes people think, oh my God, I don't do anything, so how can I ever get started? You just start with one thing, and then slowly, once that becomes a habit and a routine, if you want to start something else, then you can. But anybody can start at any age, and whether you do too much or too little, it's really a personal thing. And what makes you feel happy. As long as it's giving you fulfillment, then I don't see anything wrong with it. So SavageBeauties, I have the same routine for everybody, and that is to reveal, enhance, and protect the skin. So again, how do you reveal? You have a very good cleanser that can also exfoliate. Then you need to enhance the skin, use ingredients that are well known and tested, that have clinical trials behind them and work synergistically well together. So what are some of those ingredients that I think everybody should have? If you only have 3, please have a vitamin C. Please have a retinol, and also please have an SPF. Everything else is icing on the cake. There are some really great ingredients that I also incorporate, like hyaluronic acid, stem cells, placenta, really so many different things that you can add to enhance the skin. But if you have to be limited, those are the first 3 that I would say. And finally, you need to protect your skin, again, with antioxidants, some topical ingredients, including SPF. I think it's really important when you're looking at skincare to, 1, know what your skin type is like, and 2, have an idea of what you want to improve. So sometimes it's textural, sometimes it's also tone, whether you have pigmentation, redness, inflammation. And so I think it's really important to know what it is that you're looking for. And then, make sure that the product that you are looking at has some data on it, so has some of its own clinicals to tell you. And then look for certain ingredients. So, for instance, for hydration, very simply, something like hyaluronic acid, what kinds of hyaluronic acid are incorporated. If you have acne-prone skin, then, maybe you want something that has different kinds of acids, such as beta-hydroxy acids, like salicylic acid, or you can have a retinol. If you are somebody who has inflamed skin, you can look at things that are more soothing, like niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. So it really just depends on your skin type. And if you don't know, you can oftentimes find those ingredients and what their function is on the website or on the boxes themselves. There's so many brands that I love out there. I mean, right now people are always asking me, because I do post so many of my workout brands I love. And I love Aloe, I love the Upside. I also love color, and I wear a lot of bright things that make me happy. I wear a lot of Zimmermann dresses, and I love Mira Mikati for that fun playfulness. In terms of movies, the most recent movie I watched was the James Bond movie, which I surprisingly really liked. I am reading The Empire of Pain right now, which is about the Sackler family and the crisis in the United States and actually worldwide with the opioids, which I find fascinating. I generally like to read books about stories of how things were created. So whether it's about Netflix or Nike or Amazon, I find all of those really inspiring and uplifting. So I like to read those types of books. I also love to read the murder mysteries, that I find in the airport, but I like to mix it up a little bit. TV shows, that's really hard because I think during the pandemic, I went through Netflix. So I don't have any current shows that I love. I will say that I watched the Squid Games, and I can't say I loved it. I was somehow obsessed with watching this really, terrifying and horrific series, but I did watch that recently.